Before you open another app, before you answer another message, before you let your thoughts run back to your worries, I need you to breathe and focus right here. You almost didn't click this. You hesitated. You felt tired. You told yourself maybe later, but you are here. And that is not random. This moment is not coincidence. You may think you found this message, but I arranged this intersection. Before this week ends, something will shift in your life. Not loudly, not dramatically, but deeply. You will feel it before you see it. A settling, a clarity, a quiet strength rising inside you. I am speaking plainly now because you are at a crossroads you cannot fully see yet. For a long time you have been strong, strong for others, strong in silence, strong when no one noticed the weight you carried. You have been asking for clarity. You have been asking for movement. You have been asking me to speak plainly about why doors closed without explanation, why progress felt slow, while others seemed to accelerate, why I allowed you to sit in seasons that felt longer than necessary. You did not complain loudly, but inside, you wrestled with confusion. You wondered if you were being punished. You questioned if you were forgotten. I saw that wrestling. I saw the restraint in your words. I saw the discipline in your silence. I saw every night when you felt restless for no visible reason. I saw every day when you sensed that your current season no longer fit you. And I need you to understand something that will change everything. What you interpreted as stagnation was formation. What felt like isolation was instruction. What seemed like rejection was redirection. The pressure you have felt recently was not meant to crush you. It was meant to reveal you. I do not waste pain. I do not overlook perseverance. I do not ignore quiet faith. Everything you endured was shaping something within you that will now sustain what is ahead. You prayed for elevation, but elevation without depth collapses. You asked for increase, but increase without character corrupts. You asked for opportunity, but opportunity without discernment overwhelms. So I strengthened your foundation first. I developed your patience. I refined your reactions. I softened your pride. I exposed insecurities that needed healing. None of that was punishment. It was preparation. You have outgrown certain spaces. You have outgrown certain conversations. You have even outgrown parts of your old identity. And that realization has felt uncomfortable. You wondered why things that once fit you now feel tight. You questioned why certain people seem distant. You asked yourself why your tolerance for drama has become so low. It is not because you are becoming cold. It is because you are becoming clear. Clarity changes everything. You are no longer willing to trade your peace for approval. You are no longer willing to shrink so others feel taller. You are no longer willing to doubt your intuition when it whispers truth. That whisper was always me, my child. I have been guiding you even when you thought you were walking alone. When you felt misunderstood, I was shaping resilience. When you felt rejected, I was redirecting your path. When you felt delayed, I was protecting your future. Listen carefully. Stay with this message until the end. Do not treat it as background noise. Transformation requires attention. Clarity builds in layers. You keep thinking you missed something. You did not miss it. You were spared from it. There were opportunities that looked promising but carried hidden costs. There were relationships that felt comforting but would have drained your destiny. There were doors you prayed would open, but behind them was compromise. There were conversations you were not ready to navigate. There were environments you were not strong enough to resist. There were influences that would have distracted you from your assignment. You thought I was withholding, but I was shielding. I closed those doors because what I am preparing for you requires integrity, not urgency. And now you feel the shift. You may not have words for it, but you feel it. You are less reactive. You observe more than you speak. You walk away without needing the last word. You protect your energy without guilt. You respond differently than you used to. You think before you speak. You pause before reacting. You question your motives before acting. That is growth. That is maturity. That is strength that cannot be faked. This is elevation. You are stepping into a season where your peace will matter more than your popularity. Your stability will matter more than your speed. Your discernment will matter more than your ambition. The next chapter requires what waiting taught you. It requires emotional control when pressure rises. It requires discipline when distractions increase. It requires humility when recognition comes. You cannot carry old insecurities into new influence. You cannot cling to fear while asking for expansion. This is the moment to release what no longer aligns with who you are becoming. Some of you have been shrinking to stay comfortable. You have minimized your gifts to avoid criticism. You have stayed silent to avoid confrontation. But shrinking is not humility. Hiding is not peace. Avoidance is not wisdom. You must grow into what I have been forming inside you. Now look at yourself honestly. You survived seasons that should have broken your confidence. You faced disappointment without allowing it to define you. You endured delay without fully surrendering hope. That resilience has built stability inside you. Stability is more valuable than speed. Stability sustains blessing, and something powerful is happening. You are beginning to trust yourself again. That is sacred. When you trust the awareness I placed inside you, you move differently. You choose differently, you attract differently, but strength without renewal becomes exhaustion, and you have been close to that edge. So I am calling you forward now, not recklessly, not impulsively, but steadily. The season of doubting yourself is closing. Not because you suddenly became perfect, not because life will now be without challenge, but because you finally understand who walks with you. You are no longer asking, will I make it? You are declaring, I am carried. There is a difference. The fear that once whispered worst-case scenarios is losing its voice. The insecurity that once asked for validation is losing its control. The anxiety that once rushed your decisions is losing its grip. Why? Because you are no longer reacting to life. You are responding from alignment. You have been measuring your life by visible progress. And that is why discouragement tried to settle in your heart. You counted months. You counted missed opportunities. You counted doors that did not open, but you were counting the wrong things while you were measuring movement by what you could see. I was measuring growth by what was forming within you. You believed you were behind because someone else moved faster. You assumed you were late because someone else appeared earlier. But timing is not comparison. Timing is alignment, and alignment does not rush to impress people. It moves when foundation is strong enough to sustain the future. There were moments when you almost gave up expecting change. You told yourself not to hope too much because disappointment had visited you before. You tried to protect your heart by lowering your expectations. But lowering expectation does not protect destiny. It only limits vision. I was not delaying your future. I was developing your capacity. You had to learn patience without bitterness. You had to learn discipline without recognition. You had to learn obedience without applause. Those lessons were not glamorous, but they were powerful. Many people can handle opportunity. Few can handle responsibility. Many can celebrate blessing. Few can manage pressure. I was building pressure resistance inside you. This next season will test whether you truly learned what waiting was meant to teach you. When momentum increases, will you remain grounded? When recognition comes, will you remain humble? When opportunity expands, will you remain disciplined? These questions matter more than speed. Do not rush into this new chapter trying to prove something. You do not need to prove your worth. You do not need to perform for approval. Your preparation speaks louder than your performance ever could. Walk steadily, speak wisely, act intentionally. You must release the narrative that you were forgotten. That thought has drained your confidence. You must release the belief that others were chosen while you were overlooked. Your path has always been specific. Your shaping has always been intentional. Comparison is a thief. It steals peace. It steals gratitude. It steals focus. When you compare, you stop seeing what is uniquely forming in you. Your assignment is not identical to anyone else's. Your timeline is not competing with anyone else's. The pressure you faced created qualities that someone else's journey did not require. Nothing that is meant for you can be taken by someone else. Nothing that is aligned with your purpose can be blocked permanently. Nothing that I have spoken over your life can be canceled by opinion. You were protected when you did not know it. You were redirected when you resisted it. You were strengthened when you questioned it. And now you are ready. The coming days will feel lighter. Small confirmations will appear. Unexpected calm will replace old anxiety. Conversations will shift. Opportunities will align. Do not dismiss these as coincidence. This is alignment responding to obedience. And yes, someone from your past may resurface soon. An apology, a message, a casual, "How have you been?" Do not be surprised. Growth attracts unfinished business, but you will not respond from the same place anymore. You have healed in ways they cannot see. You have grown in silence. You have strengthened boundaries they do not know exist. When that moment comes, pause. Do not answer from memory. Answer from wisdom. Because you are not who you were. The version of you that tolerated confusion has expired. The version of you that accepts clarity is rising. You have asked me for peace, but peace is not given to a chaotic environment. Peace is given to a disciplined spirit. So now I am teaching you discipline. Discipline in thought, discipline in speech, discipline in where you invest your time. There are practical steps you must apply now. Strengthen your daily discipline. Growth is maintained through consistency. Guard your thought life. Thoughts repeated become beliefs. Beliefs influence actions. Refuse to rehearse old disappointments. Replace them with present awareness. Develop gratitude even before full manifestation appears. Wake up with intention. Before checking your phone, check your spirit. Before absorbing the world's noise, absorb my presence. Guard your thoughts like they are seeds. Speak life even when circumstances look uncertain. And most importantly, release what no longer honors who you are becoming. Not with anger, not with revenge, but with quiet confidence. You do not need to explain your evolution. You simply live it. The shift that is happening may not look dramatic at first. It may feel subtle. It may begin with internal confidence before external change. Do not dismiss small beginnings. What starts quietly can grow powerfully. You survived the waiting. Now you must steward the movement. Movement requires responsibility. Opportunity requires discernment. Expansion requires humility. Stay grounded in what you learned. You can now walk into rooms without shrinking. You can speak without apologizing for existing. You can choose peace without explaining your boundaries. That is transformation. But listen carefully. Do not confuse elevation with pride. Do not confuse confidence with coldness. Do not confuse separation with isolation. Elevation is responsibility. The higher you rise, the more disciplined your spirit must be. The more visible you become, the more grounded your heart must remain. The more favor surrounds you, the more gratitude must anchor you. You are stepping into influence, even if it is only influence over your own decisions at first. Your peace will influence others. Your steadiness will calm others. Your growth will inspire others. Some will celebrate it, some will question it, some will quietly watch. Let them. You are not responsible for managing their perception. You are responsible for guarding your alignment. And alignment requires daily choice. Choose integrity when shortcuts tempt you. Choose kindness when ego tempts you. Choose patience when urgency pressures you. In the days ahead, you will notice something powerful. Opportunities will feel different. Conversations will feel clearer. Certain distractions will no longer attract you. That is not boredom, that is growth. You are outgrowing chaos, but do not leave this message unchanged. Apply it. Wake tomorrow with intention. Speak carefully. Guard your thoughts. Refuse to revisit places mentally that I have already delivered you from. Refuse to reopen doors I closed for your safety. Refuse to shrink for acceptance. Instead, walk steadily. You do not need to rush your future. It is already moving toward you. And when moments of doubt try to resurface because they will attempt to, remember this: you survived what you once thought would break you. You endured what once overwhelmed you. You grew through what once confused you. You are not the same person who started this journey. You are wiser. You are steadier. You are clearer. And that clarity is your shield. Everything has been leading to this point. Not a dramatic explosion, not a loud announcement, but a steady awakening inside you. You feel it. You cannot fully explain it, but you know something is different now. The waiting no longer feels heavy. The uncertainty no longer feels paralyzing. There is a quiet strength rising within you. That strength is not emotion. It is alignment. For a long time you asked me to change your circumstances. You focused on what was outside of you. You prayed for doors to open, for people to shift, for opportunities to appear. But the greatest transformation happened within you. You are no longer the same person who first asked for change. Your thinking matured, your reactions softened, your patience deepened. That internal transformation is the true breakthrough. You thought the breakthrough would look like instant relief. Instead, it looks like clarity. You thought it would feel like overwhelming excitement. Instead, it feels like grounded confidence. You thought it would remove all fear. Instead, it gives you courage to move despite fear. That is real growth. Now listen carefully. This is the season where you must apply what you have learned. Faith is not passive. Trust is not idle. Alignment requires action. The discipline you built in private must now guide you in public. The humility you practiced in silence must now anchor you in visibility. The endurance you developed in hardship must now steady you in opportunity. There will be moments ahead when old thoughts try to return. Thoughts that say, "What if this fails?" Thoughts that whisper, "Maybe this isn't really for you." Recognize those thoughts for what they are. Echoes of past seasons. They are not present truth. You are not the same person who once doubted in weakness. You are stronger now. Do not overcomplicate this next step. Obedience is often simple. Speak with integrity. Act with consistency. Show up even when it feels ordinary. Excellence in small things builds credibility for greater things. You do not need to force momentum. You need to maintain faithfulness. Growth demands participation. There will be distractions. Some will look like opportunities but carry no peace. Some will look like shortcuts but weaken your foundation. Discernment must guide you. Just because something opens does not mean it is aligned. Move with wisdom. Move with patience. Move with awareness. Guard your heart from pride as progress becomes visible. Recognition can tempt you to forget the process that shaped you. Remember where you started. Remember the lessons learned in quiet seasons. Gratitude keeps success healthy. Humility sustains growth. At the same time, guard your heart from insecurity. You are not stepping forward by accident. You are not moving into this season by luck. Preparation positioned you here. Endurance qualified you here. Faith sustained you here. You do not need everyone to understand your journey. Some people only see the outcome. They did not witness the preparation. Let them misunderstand. Stay focused. Your peace is more valuable than their approval. Apply these truths practically. Wake up with intention. Plan your day with discipline. Protect your time. Invest in learning. Speak life over yourself daily. Refuse negative self-talk. Surround yourself with voices that strengthen, not drain. Growth is spiritual, but it is also practical. And here is the final truth you must carry with you. The hardship you endured was not proof of abandonment. It was preparation for authority. Even the betrayal taught you discernment. Even the delay taught you endurance. Even the disappointment taught you self-worth. Nothing was wasted. The loneliness you felt was separation from noise. The waiting you endured was strengthening your patience. The tears you cried were watering the ground beneath you. You are no longer the same person. You think differently. You respond differently. You choose differently. This is not the end of your struggle. It is the beginning of your transformation. This is not the end of your story. It is the beginning of a stronger chapter. You are not walking blindly. You are walking built. You are not moving impulsively. You are moving prepared. The weight you once feared will now feel manageable, because you have grown into someone who can carry it. My child, I did not refine you for nothing. I did not preserve you through difficulty without purpose. I did not protect you from premature exposure just to leave you unseen. You are positioned, not forgotten. You are prepared, not overlooked. You are aligned, not abandoned. You were never behind. You were being built. You were never overlooked. You were being positioned. You were never abandoned. You were being aligned. Move forward with calm assurance. Take the next obedient step. Do not demand to see the entire path. Trust the one who sees it clearly. The season ahead will require courage, discipline, and trust. You have been trained for this. Finish this season with courage. Walk into the next with steadiness. Do not rush and do not hesitate. Balance is strength. Trust is stability. Discipline is protection. Walk forward without apology. Step into what opens without fear. You are not guessing anymore. You are responding to preparation that has already taken place. Remain steady. Remain teachable. Remain aware. Ready for peace that does not depend on circumstances. Ready for relationships that honor your growth. Ready for opportunities that do not require compromise. Ready for rest without guilt. Ready for joy without fear. This is not hype. This is alignment meeting obedience. Stand firm, move wisely, remain humble. Stay disciplined, and remember, you were prepared for this moment long before you recognized it. Your journey is not random. Your shaping was intentional. Your timing is aligned. Everything is aligning, and you are ready. If this message confirms what you have been sensing deep in your spirit, if you feel something inside you shifting as you receive these words, if you recognize that this is divine confirmation and not coincidence, declare it boldly. Type "I am ready for alignment" in the comments as your statement of faith. Speak it with conviction. Your agreement strengthens confidence. Your declaration activates movement. If these words bring clarity and strength to your heart, take a moment to like this message so it reaches others who are silently struggling. Subscribe